Good morning. It's Friday, the 28th of September, 2018, and how lovely and welcome back from my holiday to United Kingdom Talk, coming to you from the Chapel Hill Marina here in Lincolnshire. Well, good morning, gang. How lovely. I have the most wonderful holiday, which I'll tell you about in a moment. Just yesterday, you might have seen, I did a couple of little videos while I was away, so just a quick recap of yesterday coming up soon. But first of all, let me say hello to some people who are with us this morning. Over on YouTube first, Brendan Brady fan. Good morning, sir. Weird City Citizen there. Good morning to you. Claire L. Good morning, Claire. Hello, my darling. And over on Facebook Live, first message of the day. Looks like it's from... One moment, please. Oh, it's Mr... Is it Mr. Danny Gibbs? Is that your first message? Oh, hang on, am I going... Yes! First message of the day from Danny Gibbs. Good morning, Danny. Merlin's there. Good morning, Merlin. I see you... I think you had a birthday this week, didn't you? Which, of course, we weren't there for, so I couldn't sing to you. Perhaps I'll sing to you in person next time you turn up at the karaoke. There's another one tonight, gang. If you're in the North London area, I'll be hosting karaoke tonight at Central Station Bar in Wharfdale Road, King's Cross. Okay, that's this evening. Friday night karaoke, 8:30 to midnight, Central Station, Wharfdale Road, King's Cross. Next time you come, I'll have to sing you personally, Merlin. Personally. Hello to Is Ricky coming? He's a laugh. I do like Ricky. He is such a scream, isn't he? Good morning to Diane Jeb. Good morning, Diane. And up there in... where you take the high road and I'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland before ye. Yes, Christopher Ireland is watching from Dundee. Unbelievable that you have internet, let alone electricity up that high. I think it was all piped in, don't you? Buy bottled gas there, dear. Bottled gas. Do you have those gas lights? You know those little camping gas things that you can buy from Millets and other camping shops? You like that mantle. Do you remember the mantles? Do they still have those? Gas lights, and there's like a cotton mantle, and you light it, okay? And it's perfectly all right, but the moment you touch it, it just turns to dust, doesn't it? Dust. That's what we need to eat, Claire. Dust. Dust. That's what I must eat for the next 2 weeks. Dust. Dear me. Morning, Christopher, in Dundee this morning. Hello to nephew Gary Butler, who at this moment, that's who I was on holiday with last week, who is probably at this moment preparing. I'll go and get the kids and I'll say hello to them. He is preparing to leave for the long, arduous journey back to Lincolnshire, aren't you, Gary? He's up in Yorkshire at the moment, where I travelled from last night. Good morning to Ray Reynolds International. Good morning, Ray. All over the place, playing in his ukulele in Blackpool last weekend as well. Danny Gibbs has got another date. What, is that another person? My God, you see more people outside chariots than we used to do inside. Unbelievable. God's sake, Danny. How do you do it? You never asked me for a date, did you? Some reason for that, lovey. Why is that, lovey? Am I too old, too hairless, or too fat? Or a combination of all three? Do let me know, Danny. Good morning to Darren Williams. Morning, Darren. Hope you were. Alan Russell is in the house. Good morning, Alan. Did you get another bike yet, Alan? He had his bike nicked a while ago. Hello to Daniel Worsley Day. Good morning, Daniel. I am very well, Daniel. I'm always happy to wake up with you. It could be even more of a happy wake up if you wanted to, Daniel. Eh? You could be having breakfast in bed, personally brought. I don't like the breakfast in bed, do you? Oh, no. Or eating anything at all in bed. Pardon? I can't bet. People, they eat biscuits, don't they? Oh, and crumbs in the bed. Or, you might be sitting there having a bacon sandwich, those of you that eat dead animals. Is it, and you go, and then the tomato sauce goes out onto the bed. And there are people that when that happens, they just quickly get their pair of old pants, which are probably down the side of the bed if you sleep naked, as I do. Who sleeps naked? Do you sleep naked? Who sleeps naked? I sleep naked. I can't bear clothes on in bed unless there's someone else staying here, in which case I may put on a small pair of pants just to hide myself from my embarrassment, dear. We must hide ourselves from embarrassment. A lot of people don't do that in chariots, but they bite into that. Tomato sauce spurts out the side, lands on the bedclothes. Well, they're sitting there, great big things, sitting there watching the telly, click, 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 changing the channels over, a bit of tomato sauce. Then they lean over on the floor, get this dirty pair of knickers or underpants, depending on your sex. Not that it matters. Oh, no, doesn't matter anymore. You can identify yourself as a knicker wearer or a pants wearer now. Did you know that? Yes, you can. Anyway, personally me, being that I'm really butch and all manly, I wear pants. I wear pants. A little bit tight at the moment, Claire, I have to admit, due to the ice creams this week, but nevertheless, I wear pants. And they lean across. My pants are clean. I want to point that out. I change them every day. I may not change the other clothes every day, but definitely new pants every day, Claire. It's very, very important, dear. What if I go out today, and I'm walking along the river and suddenly a gust, I do like the word gust. Do you like that word? Gust. A gust of wind sucks me off the towpath. Sucks me off the towpath and pushes me into the river, and a little ambulance comes along. Beep, 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 beep. Or if you're in New York, woo, 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 woo. Or if you're in some other places, have you heard the ambulances that do that? Oh, it's horrible. I prefer the British ambulances with a little blue flashing light, which they don't have anymore. Have you noticed how blinding some of those ambulance lights are now when they're coming towards you? Can't see anything. Hello? Turn the lights down, please. Huh? Anyway, an ambulance would come along to the river, pick me up, and what if I had dirty underpants on? How embarrassing would that be? No, always have clean knickers. Except for the people who eat bacon sandwiches first thing in the morning in bed. And they lean over, they get those dirty or just wipe that up. Wipe. So there's now a red mark, and they go back to sleep. Dirty, disgusting people. Sort of people you get living in caravans. Anyway, so good morning to you, Daniel. I hope you're well. Hello to my sister, Sharon Butler, who's coming over this morning at 10 o'clock with homemade apple crumble. Now, I've got to tell you, last week, was it last week or the week before, I went over to my sister's house. At the moment, I'm in Lincolnshire. Those of you that are new to the show, welcome along. I have a caravan here, and this is where I spend half my week, and I love it. I love it. And right in front of me is open fields. It's fantastic, right? Okay, so last week I went over to my sister's house. She's only about 15 minutes away by car. An hour and 20 minutes back. The cycle to her house is much longer than you ever think. Oh my God. There's a particular road which is very beautiful. It's very, very beautiful. It's next to the river. When I say next to the river, I mean like if I'm on my bike, the river is like 10 foot away. Okay? And it is a beautiful ride. But this road just goes on and on forever. You see horses. You see cows. Moo! You see ducks. You see beautiful swans, which I compare to myself, of course, as you can see. Once, can you believe that once I was an ugly duckling? I know. You're going, like that, aren't you? Shock horror. I was once an ugly duckling. My mate is still one. My best mate is still an ugly duckling. I was once and I transformed into this beautiful swan that you can see before you this morning. If you want to see more beautiful swans, come along to Central Station tonight. Everyone is beautiful. We have no ugly people in Central Station. None. Not one. Terrible, isn't it? So I went to her house last week and she'd done this apple crumble with cinnamon and butterscotch ice cream. Don't tell Claire that. Butterscotch ice cream. It was absolutely delicious. And I have to say, my sister has been impressing me recently. One of the other things she'd done recently was paint my caravan, literally. One room green, the other room blue. And the quality of the painting it shocks me. I was, I got, this is, there's going to be a few mistakes here. A little bit of paint on the carpet, maybe a bit of paint on the work surface. Will I say anything or will I have to remove it? And I probably would have tried to remove it myself without saying anything. But there was none. It's a really good job. I kid you not. So if you need any painting done, my sister is available. My sister is absolutely available. Thank you very much for texting in. Maureen is with us today. Good morning to Mary. I beg your pardon. Sorry, Maureen. Morning to Maureen. Loved your holiday footage. Thank you. You're very good with the children. I love children, Maureen. I never ever thought I'd be a children's person, a children's man. How would you say that? As big a fan of children as I am. You know, some people are awful. Oh, I don't want anything to do with kids. Oh, I don't. No, I wasn't like that. But I didn't know how well I would interact because, of course, I've never really had a long time spent with children, just doing stuff with them. Now I have a son who's 34 now. Unfortunately, it didn't work out with me and him. That's just the way it goes. And I thought, oh, well, that's that. You know, I kind of got on with my life and nieces and nephews came along, but they moved up north, so I wasn't near them. And I thought, oh, well, you know, you've missed your chance. And then this other lot come along, as in my nieces and nephews' children. And I like to think we have such a wild time, and I mean wild. We have such a wild time together. And it really is something else. It's something very beautiful, Maureen, I have to say, and that's I dare say the main reason I bought this caravan up here, to be closer to them and have a bit more of a laugh. And believe me, we do have a laugh. We do have a laugh, although it gets a bit tiring at times. Do you know what I mean? Anyone who's got children or looks after children will know what I mean by that. I mean, there comes a point where people sitting on your shoulders and it gets a bit too go. You'll have to get down there. No, Chris. No, Chris. Oh, you'll have to get down there. It's hurting my shoulders. And Evie, she's the oldest. She's 6. She's got this habit, so she gets on your shoulder and for a laugh, she squeezes her legs together. And it does not hurt your neck when you're up there. Harry, who's the little boy last week, grabs your head and turns it like that. Like he thinks it's a steering wheel. But it's the way he does it, and then he starts pulling me ears. I love it, Maureen. I absolutely love it. I don't know, maybe I should have done something, work with children, I don't know, school or something like that. One of the other things I really enjoy doing is reading to them. And this, again, is something I'd never done until about 2 weeks ago, when my niece's little girl, Emily, who's on another planet altogether, I have to tell you that. If you meet Emily, you know, you might think she is like a normal child, but then she just goes off on one. Something will happen and then she will be very strange and mysterious. She's fun. And she said, can you read me my book, Chris? And I'm like, well, yeah, okay, go and get it for us. And I sat there and I opened this book and immediately she sat one side. George, who's my niece's son, he was 6 last week. He was 6 last week. I got him a few small items of clothes and a Lego set as well. And he was doing stuff, and I started reading this story. His ears pricked up, and he saw what was going on. He came over to the seat and sat the other side. You see, and I started reading the story, which was about a shark. You know, it was about a shark, and the shark wants to go and play. I mentioned this last week, I think. The shark wants to go and play with people, but every time the shark sneezes, because he keeps sneezing, and his mouth opens, and his teeth, and whoever he wants to play with, as in other creatures, like crab or dolphin, what else was there? Just different creatures. Every time they saw his teeth, they run off. So he was getting quite lonely about this, and that was basically the story. So I read them this story, and they're just sitting there, totally attentive. Do you know what I mean? Unlike you watching this programme. You know, there will be people watching this show at the moment who are doing other things. I haven't got their attention. You've got such a short attention span, you really have. You know, oh, well, let's just check my phone. Oh, let me just check my messages. Oh, we just have Chris on in the background. Well, I was not on in the background in that house, dear. No, there I am reading this storybook. And I had their full attention, and we got to the end of the book. And then Emily went off and did something. But George sat there, and I turned, the older one, I turned back to book. I said, right, you can read it now. And slowly but surely he started reading it. And then now and again he would get stuck on a word. And I'm not a teacher, I don't know what to do. But for example, the word might be shark. And he might go, and the... Okay. And then I would come in there and say, and he would go, shark. And there's something very special about doing something and a child picking it up from you. There really is. So it was a great pleasure. And yeah, maybe I don't know if I could have ever been. I don't think I could be a teacher. Oh my God, they launch chairs at you now, don't they? Eh? The kids launch chairs at you now if you upset them. Wouldn't have had that done in my school, my dears. London Oratory School. Good God, you'd get the cane so much if you spoke out of place in the class. Let me just turn that heater off. Cool, dear, it's warm in here now. That's it. I've got a tiny little... This is a very small room that I'm in. And I must tell you, I've got the tiniest of oil heaters in it. Actually, can I pick... Yeah, I can. Let me show this to you. Look at this tiny oil heater. Oh, there's an oil heater in here. Oh, Christ, the wires are going everywhere. I'll probably pull something out now and everything will go. Yeah, look how small that heater is. Where have you gone? Oh, there we are. Oh, hang on, I'm looking at the wrong thing here. There it is. Look how small that... It's only small, look. Look. The tiniest of oil heaters. Let me tell you, you turn this on, 15 minutes later, the entire room is really lovely and cosy. Unlike, I've got this, now I bought some fan heaters, as you probably know, for the caravan, which work really well. And they got thermostats on, so they're not on all the time. They get to the temperature, turn themselves off. But before I had those, I've got these flat panel, low wattage heaters that were attached to the wall. They were only held on with 2 screws. Okay, you kind of hook them on. Glen, so a good make. You turn them on. Well, they're very hot to the touch, but they just don't seem to irradiate the heat. And I had one on for an hour before I went into bed one night because it was cold. Went in the bedroom, made no bloody difference at all. So actually I took one of them off the wall. I'm just going to chuck them away. You won't get anything for them. So I'm just going to chuck those away and just rely on that small fan heater with the thermostat there. And that'll work out nicely. Good. Let's just carry on with your messages then. Diane, Daniel's in Hounslow. Good morning, Hounslow. Oh, I bet it's lovely there, isn't it? God, are you near all the traffic? Mind you, the one thing you get in Hounslow, the lovely smell, because we've got a lot of Asian people live there. I do love the smell of a curry, don't you? Oh, I do love the smell of a curry. Now, Daniel, I've tried to make curry several times myself with no success whatsoever. Just can't do it. It stank. It did not smell like curry is supposed to smell like, no. Let's have a look here. Let's just pop down a little bit further. Oh, it's not moving. There we are. Merlin, eating in bed. What animal does this? You probably, Merlin. Are you someone who eats biscuits in bed? Chocolate biscuits. Oh, that's the worst thing, chocolate biscuits, eating those in bed. Because if the chocolate comes off and ends up on the sheets, and then you look later on, you don't know what it is. How awful. Alan's going to have to nick a bike since he had his nicked. Dear we. Can we have a slumber party video? Morning to Dominique. Hello, Dominique. Welcome to the show, darling. Lewis is there. Hello. Lewis is in Lanzarote. You're spending most of your time there, Lewis. Do you really like... Here, listen to me now, Lewis. Listen to me, right? I think you really like Lanzarote. Can I suggest something to you? Because I know a lot of young people that go to places and they like them so much, they stay and get a job. Can I suggest that to you? Because you obviously like it a lot there. Now, I have to warn you, bar staff and all that, when they go and work overseas, you'll be promised the world, but you won't get the world, okay? You'll probably be on low money, but, you know, that against the fact that you might actually be happier there, perhaps than you are here. I don't know, I don't know. But you seem to like it very much there. I wonder if you might consider perhaps looking around for a job, probably behind a bar or something like that while you're there. Just a suggestion for you. Okay. Daniel's great at cooking curry. Are you really? Oh, I don't know what I do wrong to it. I have a feeling I put too much cumin in it, but it just stinks. It's the most vile smell. And not only that, of course, Daniel, you know, now I do a lot of chili stuff. I love chili. So chili, little bit of cumin, little bit of thyme. This is the stuff that makes it smell. Load of garlic. And what's the other thing in there? Coriander, I think that goes in there as well. And that comes out well, and it's got a nice smell. And yes, I mean, you don't really want the whole house smelling of it at night time, but during the daytime, it's all, dinner later on, you know. But the curry I make absolutely smells awful. And as I say, twice I've done it now in the slow cooker, and for some reason it doesn't work. Bear in mind I do vegetarian, yeah? So it's vegetarian curry. Which is just basically vegetables and a few spices in there. So I'm doing something wrong there. Aha! Lewis has got a job there already, really, in a Mexican restaurant. Hungry, Iba. Are you like that little mouse thing that runs around all over the place? Are you? Do you run? Lewis, don't move as fast as that. Let me tell you that, boys and girls. Alan Russell, what's he saying? Does it get chilly at night inside the caravan? Well, last night, I have to tell you, when I got back from Yorkshire, it was cold. And I opened the door to the caravan and it wasn't cold. And I didn't have the heating on last night at all. That being said, I have got here and it's been cold inside. And I turned the gas fire on in the living room. And within 15 to 20 minutes, the whole room is like, well, it's actually one room. The living room and the kitchen are like one big room, and it heats the whole thing up fairly quickly. In my bedroom, I have a little fan heater. I turn it on maximum 5 minutes. 5 minutes before I go to bed. Close the door. Go in the room. You get hit with this wall of heat as you go in. So then I turn it right down. You know, not to zero, but to about 1 or 2, 1.5, 2 on there. And then I go to bed, and throughout the night it comes on for a couple of minutes to keep it at that like cool, not cold, cool temperature, because I can't stand a hot bedroom. Oh, God, let me tell you, I'm the hottest thing in my bedroom. I absolutely always have been. I'm the hottest thing in my bedroom, but I can't sleep in a hot bedroom. No, in fact, I'd have more trouble. I know for a fact I have more trouble sleeping in a hot bedroom than a cold one, to the point where I had an air conditioning thing put in here. You know, I say cheap. You know, I say cheap in comparison to the permanent ones they put on the wall. One of those wheel around jobs that you can get in B&Q throughout the summer. And actually now is probably a good time to buy one of those. My guess is they'll be on special offer now, because we've come into the autumn and no one will want to buy them, and they'll probably have a few left over from the summer if anyone wants to buy those. All right. Sorry, I'm not ignoring you on YouTube. Let's have a little look there, and then we'll read. I'll tell you about my little trip home. Claire says, find your local Slimming World group and go as soon as possible. Yes, Claire, I think you're right. Eat loads of free food. Yeah, I started that yesterday, Claire. Don't worry, darling. Hello to Paul Mosley. Morning, Paul. How excited was that bingo caller on your video? He was really enjoying himself. You're joking, aren't you? Dear me. Now, the thing is, I don't know what it is with Haven Holiday Bingo, right? Now, the bingo caller, there is no bingo caller. I have to tell you, it's all automated. So there'll be the girl saying, good evening and welcome to that, who has no personality, I'm afraid. The girls never seem to have a personality. Not all girls, just the girls at the bingo at Haven. They don't seem to have much of a personality. And then they push a button and the whole thing is automatic, and that's it. It's all automatic. That's why he sounds boring, and he does sound bored, doesn't he? That automated computer thing going on there. He was horrendous, Paul. You're absolutely right. Can I just try something? I'm not getting my Facebook messages through the right thing. I might have to have a little look at that later on. Ah, there we go. Now it's worked. How strange. All I did was click a button once and then it started working. Yesterday, was it last night? No, the night before, Thursday night, we were playing bingo, because every night we played bingo, bar one, because I just didn't get up on time. I was so tired one day. We'd been out all day to... Was that Whitby? No. Yes, it was. We'd been out all day to Whitby and we didn't get back till about 6 o'clock. And I had to have my afternoon siesta. I didn't get off on time. But on Thursday night, we went and played bingo. So we got to the full house. It was 240 quid prize. See, the prize is dependent on how many people are playing. And it was 240 quid for the full house. So we're and I got to one number. I got to one number, right? By the way, there's something new in the studio. Has anyone noticed it yet? I'm surprised no one said there's something new in here today. Have you noticed it? I got to the end and I had one number. And I had one number for about 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Number 35 it was. I shall always remember that. Will always be in my dreams from now on. That last number, 35. And the numbers are coming up. 7 and 4, 74. 2 and 3, 33. 3 and 7, 37. And then someone called it. Oh God! And I'm like to my nephew's wife Stacey. I'm like, oh Christ! Look, I've been waiting for that 35 for ages. And she said, well, what number are you waiting for? So I'm looking down at my thing. I said, there, look, 35, 35. She said, that one's gone. I said, no, it hasn't. She said, yes, it has, look. And she showed me her thing. And she'd marked off 35. I said, yeah, you've just done that. And then Gary, who's sitting opposite, quick as a flash, said, all the 30s have gone, mate. And then he showed me his, my nephew, and all the 30s were gone. I said, no, that can't be true. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Now, at this point, I have to say, I believed them, but I didn't want them to know that. Yeah, of course it is, Gary. Of course it is. And I thought, oh, bloody hell, you've missed it. 220 quid. Anyway, they kept this going. They kept this going. So the game finishes. Someone comes over and checks his old bag's number, and she won the money. I hate her. I hate her. She won the money. And then we're packing up and about to leave. Oh, I can't believe you missed that. Did you hear that, Gary? He's missed that. On and on they went. Then we went past one of the other tables on the way out, and I noticed someone had left a 6-book ticket on the table. Now, if you've got 6 books of ticket, that every number that's called, you'll be marking it off on one of the 6 tickets, right? And I opened it onto the last page, and guess what number hadn't been called? Yes. So I picked that up and looked at it. I said, Stacey? She said, yeah. I said, doesn't seem to be marked off on this one. And the pair of them looked at each other and laughed. They think that was funny. Me losing money. They thought it was funny. Well, I don't think it's funny. 35, 220 quid, dear. What she doesn't realise is that I didn't need that money, right? I was going to just give the lot to her anyway. So I'm glad I didn't win it. Glad. That has pleased me greatly. Thank you. Ray Reynolds, you have noticed it. The cock clock. Yes, boys and girls, I have a brand new cock clock on my back there. Isn't that lovely? Now, the thing is, it's not complete. There is a pendulum, and I can't find it anywhere. I thought I might put the pendulum. It's not under there by any chance, is it? Please, Mummy. No, it's not. I've got a pendulum with that swings backwards and forwards. I can't find it anywhere. Isn't that strange and mysterious? Where has my cock clock pendulum gone? That is the question that you need to ask yourselves today, boys and girls. All right, so well done, Ray. Well spotted. Ray, don't miss a thing. I'm telling you that now. Ray certainly hasn't missed the new BBC Two logo. What is that? Who invented that? It's awful. It doesn't even say the number 2. I saw it for the first time last night. Have you seen the new BBC Two logo? It's like loads of colours, and they all come up like I don't know, like bubbles, I suppose you'd say, like bubbles. And I think it's supposed to mention the number 2, but I'm looking at, I'm thinking to myself, I can't see the number 2 there. Who invented that? It's crap. It's crap. It's a bloody good job that in the corner at the bottom it says BBC Two. Because if it didn't, you wouldn't know what channel you were watching. Anyone else seen that yet? Awful. Absolutely awful. Dear me, dear me. The new BBC Two logo. How dreadful. Right. So, yes, I have to say, one of the other things on holiday, I thought I took around my beard trimmer with me, and I could not find it anywhere. I thought it must be in the caravan. And this morning, so I bought one while I was there in Boots Chemist when we was in Whitby. Which is the most beautiful little place, Whitby, which is in Yorkshire on the coast. If you ever get the chance to visit it, please do. It's seriously, it's like going back 40 years. A lot of older people in there, I would say 65, 70 plus, walk, and they've all got little dogs. I've never seen so many dogs in all my life. Just little dogs, not horrible dogs. You know, not great big bloody Alsatian. All the time, every time someone goes past. No, lovely little dogs that are all sort of fairly friendly and all that. And as I say, lots of old people down there, but really pleasant to walk around. And it's a fishing village, and there's stacks and stacks of these crab baskets, you know, where they go out and collect crabs and sell them in the shops and whatever. Loads of chip shops, ice cream shops, you know, the sort of thing. It's very, very old school English there. You would like it if you ever get the chance to visit Whitby. Anyway, after being not able to find my beard trimmer, I thought, well, I'll have to buy one while I'm here. Or, no, what I was going to do is just pop into a barber's because it gets a bit long. I don't like it long. Now, this is about the maximum that I like it. It really is the maximum I like it, and it got a bit long. So I was going to go into the barber's. Unfortunately, it was closed. That was on Tuesday or Wednesday. So we're walking about, and then we found a Boots the Chemist. I said, let's just pop in here to see how much one is. I said, I don't mind, I'll spend up to £25, because the one I've got is a, what's the make of it? Wow. W-A-H-L, is that how you say it? Wow? Wall? Something like that. Anyway, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So I thought, well, and I went into Boots. I got one for 10 quid. 10 quid, I kid you not. Philips. And let me tell you, it's just as good as the one that I spent 40 quid on. And it's rechargeable. You don't need to put batteries in it. You just plug it in for an hour or whatever. Marvellous. And it works really well, just as well as the other one. I wish I'd spotted one first. So I bought that for 10 quid. And I used it the other day, and that's worked quite well. This morning, or last night actually, I got in last night and I looked around for this shaver, and I couldn't find it anywhere. I thought, well, I must have lost it somewhere. Either that or I've left it at home, you know, in Berkshire. And this morning, I'm just getting ready. I literally put up the thing telling you the show was going to start at 9:15. Everything was ready. The cameras were on. I've got a light in here as well, which I don't know has made any difference at all. But I'm hoping it's made a little bit of difference to here. And then I'm on the thing, and there it was in a bag. This is the expensive one. There we are. All here now. I'll have a little shave for you tonight, before tonight, Claire, all right? I will do my best, dear. I will do my best. So I got my new shaver from there. I had a lovely holiday. That few days away. And yesterday, let me tell you, the weather yesterday was absolutely stunning. It was like going back to the middle of August, although not as hot. It wasn't that was just overbearingly hot, wasn't it? Part of our summer this year. But it was like going back to a normal August day with no clouds in the sky. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And we found a path that goes directly from the caravan, because there's different caravan areas. Okay, lots of different caravan areas. We found a path that goes directly from our caravan area to the beach. And you go down this windy path, and it's very, very steep in one place. Now, one of my great nieces, Olivia, she's in a pram. She's 2 years old now. She's severely disabled, so she lives in the pram, I suppose you could say, you know, most of the time, whenever she's out, certainly. And it's heavy with equipment, oxygen bottles and machines and all sorts of things, beep, 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 going off all the time and what have you. And my nephew's wife, Stacey, had great difficulty getting that pram down. It was very, very steep. But we got down there in the end. And the path literally finishes, and then there's the beach. And it's miles and miles of beautiful beach. And the sea was at the end of the beach, and the other two children walked to the sea. Off came the socks and the shoes, up went the trousers, and in the sea they went, bless them. And they kept digging holes. Bless them, they kept digging holes. Evie, she was digging like a trench from the sea, going up the hill in the hope that she was gonna get all the water to come in. But of course my nephew pointed out water doesn't go upwards. Well, it does if it's a tide, dear. Does it if it's a tide, it does, doesn't it? Good morning. Good morning, Evie and Harry and Olivia. Morning, Stacey, if you're watching this morning. I'd say hello. I've just remembered I did say that, didn't I? So it was really, really nice. Such nice weather. And the wind, it always seems to be windy down there, but not cold. The wind was warm. The only thing was, I had shorts on. I know that's excited you, isn't it? Me in a pair of shorts. I had shorts on, and now and again the wind picked up the sand and it blasted it against my leg. It did enough sting. It's a little bit like, it's a little bit like, if you're a bit lacking in hair like I am, when you get like, what are those icicle things? Oh God, hailstones. When you get hailstones down on that head, it did enough hurt. It was the same with the sand on the legs. The wind was whipping up the sand and blasted it onto my legs, and it really stang. There we are. So we had a little bit on the beach, and then we walked up the hill. My God, my nephew, Gary, pushed the pram up the hill. Now, my nephew, he's only 34, I think he is, 33 or 34. He had trouble getting that pram up. It's really steep. But we're glad we went, and we had a lovely, lovely... We were only on the beach for about an hour, I suppose. 45 minutes, an hour. We had a lovely time on that beach, just wandering around. And of course, it's all free. It's all free. There's no need to go out and, spend 100 quid every day that you're going out. When there's all these wonderful things around you to do, walking in forests, on the beach, and all other places, and things like that that you can do. Even, if you've got no money, there's still stuff to do. Always stuff to do. So we did that. Then we got back to the caravan, jumped in the car, and we went to a pub for food. The Royal Oak we went. Royal Oak in Filey, if you want to look that up. And I have to say, exceptional food in there. They were the only staff in there was one bar lady who was quite young, very, very pleasant, very, very pleasant young lady, and the chef. And we made our order, and I had vegetable lasagna and chips I ordered. I don't usually have chips, but I'd seen the chips on someone else's plate and they looked delicious, and they were. Possibly one of, if not the best pub meal I have ever had. It was absolutely delicious. Prices, about average for outside London. Yeah, about average. It wasn't cheap. On the other side of coin, it wasn't expensive at all. But the food was absolutely delicious. All home cooked. None of this, this is the trouble. When you go into the chain pubs in London, where it's all frozen. No one's cooking it fresh. This was all cooked fresh. It was absolutely delicious. Let me tell you that. Absolutely delicious, this food. And we had that. So then we went up to a soft play area that they've got upstairs, and the children played, with soft balls and climbing frames and all that sort of thing. Came back, then we went to my favourite part of the entire holiday, Millie's cookies, for a cup of smashed up cookies and ice cream. Although I have to say, now the Millie's cookies, they're not tight with the portions. It's about £2.50, something like that, and you get this great big plastic thing which she fills with ice cream and then overflows on the top like that, right? And you can have sauces on it, and you have two smashed up cookies. Although I have to say, the fact that there were flies crawling around, they obviously got a problem with flies in there, mainly to the coffee machine. For some reason, they seem to be attracted to the coffee machine. But now and again, one flies off, and you can see them walk over the cookies. I've got to be honest, and I mentioned this to her, and she said, well, we're trying, but there doesn't seem to be much we can do about it. So that kind of put me off having another one the next day. But on yesterday, I did have it. I did have a couple of cookies, even though I'd seen the flies walking around on them. Well, I'm still here. So that was our ice cream. Then I went back to the caravan, had a sleep, and then I said goodbye. And at about 7 o'clock last night, I jumped in my car. I was in Yorkshire and came home. And the thing is, with the drive between Yorkshire and Lincolnshire, it's just open countryside. Almost the entire journey is beautiful open countryside. Good morning to Lilybeth. Morning. Who's in Mallorca? Good morning, Lily. Did you manage to get to the karaoke on Saturday, on Monday? I know I wasn't there. If you went, I hope you had a nice time. Wayne is very good. He fills in for me. He's very, very good indeed. Morning, Lily. Have a nice time in Mallorca, my darling. All right. So you go for this beautiful open countryside. Then you go over the Humber Bridge. I'm not a fan of big bridges. I get a bit nervous on them. I'm the same with the QE2 bridge. I do not like long, big bridges like that. I get a little bit nervous on them. I won't take my eyes off. Well, you shouldn't do anyway. And don't take your eyes off the road, you know. And then you look. Don't look down because there's this drop into the water. I suppose people go off there sometimes, do they? Don't know. So I went over the bridge. That's £1.50 to go over the Humber Bridge. And then the way the sat-nav took me home past Lincoln. Now, I decided this morning, I wasn't sure whether I was going to do a show because I wanted to go to Boston and do a little bit of shopping and get me cheap petrol up there. Apparently, there's a bit of a supermarket petrol price war happening at the moment. Now, I did have that on here. Let's have a look here. So those of you that are getting petrol, let me see if I can find that. One moment, please. Where's my notes? Is that notes? There it is. Bum, 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 bum. There it is, yeah. Asda is cutting petrol. Let's have a look. Asda sparks supermarket petrol price war, cutting unleaded by 2p a litre, but experts warn it will be short-lived, okay? So keep an eye out on that. I managed to get my petrol, as I was saying, I was going past in Lincoln. I came across a Golf, which were doing it at 127.9. So I popped in there, filled up, and also there's a Co-op attached to the Golf, so I was able to go in there and do my shopping as well. So I haven't got to go to Boston this morning. Hence, I'm here. So that was good. If you get 127, you're doing all right. Some places, I think, some of the Tesco's are doing 124. So that's all right. Last Friday, coming back from Lincolnshire to London, I saw on the M1, it was either the A1M or the M1, I can't remember which it was now, 152 at a BP garage. Thieving bastards. Thieving, but oh, but it's really expensive to run a petrol station on the motorway. 152 a litre, I kid you not. Never, ever, ever buy petrol on a motorway if you can possibly avoid it. And don't go on a motorway, oh, I've just about got enough petrol, because you might get delayed. Always make sure you've got enough plus more petrol if you're going to go on a motorway. They absolutely rip you off something chronic. 152 a litre it was. Jesus. Terrible. Good. Thank you, Lily. Thank you. Good morning to John Parrish. You're a bit late, mate. 4 minutes to 10? We've been here nearly an hour. Are you for real, John? Come on, dear. Chop, chop. Do try and keep up with the rest of us. God's sake, man. So late, John. Never mind. So Lincoln Cathedral was, I could see it on the left there. It's beautiful, all lit up at night. Although my sister's, I haven't been to Lincoln Cathedral. I would like to go there, but my sister went there some years ago. She said she was disappointed. It's actually very small inside. So I must go there and have a little look around at some point. Got back here around about 9:45. It would have taken less than 2.5 hours, but because I stopped at the Co-op and I had a look around in there, and I bought some. I think am I gonna sneeze? Excuse me. I bought some upholstery cleaner for the car, because where I've eaten stuff in the car, usually Slimming World chocolate bars, I usually have one a day when I haven't got any at the moment, but the little bits of chocolate tend to drop in your lap, a little bit like eating food in bed, like I was saying to you earlier, wasn't I? You know, you drop these bits in between your legs. They get some. I don't know how they get through there, and it's a bit messy on my car seat. So I bought some of that fabric stuff, which I'm going to do before I leave for work tonight, perhaps. And that's it. I don't go I don't go too fast on the way home at all. I take it nice and easy, boys and girls. Now when I don't even get to 70 mile an hour. Actually, I don't. I'm just happy because there's no rush. What's there to rush for? This is the beauty of getting older. The beauty of getting older. You haven't got to rush anymore. I haven't got to desperately. I always leave plenty of time for the places I want to get to. I never have to rush. I get rushed by other people sometimes. You know, if they're running behind and I want to be somewhere at 2 o'clock, and they're like, you know, well, I want to leave at what, you know, the appointment might be 1 o'clock or something like that. Well, and if it takes an hour, I want to leave at 12:15. Sorry, if the appointment's 1 o'clock and it takes an hour, I'd want to leave at 11:15 to make sure that I can be there on time and just take it easy. Other people, they leave it to the next bloody minute and you're, oh God, I'm not going to get there. And then you're all stressed out. I don't want to be stressed out anymore. Don't want to be stressed out, so I don't. You know, I leave in plenty of time. It's like tonight. When I go to work, okay, I could leave here, according to my sat-nav, at about 4:30. 4:40, 4:30, somewhere around there. I leave at bang on 4 o'clock. I've got 40 minutes to play with. And as I get closer, if I haven't been delayed, I slow down. But I don't go faster than 60 mile an hour anyway on the way to work. The only time I do sort of smash it a bit is when I'm coming from London up to here. But even then, I don't go faster than 70, ever. I don't. It's just no need to be rushing around all the time. John is apologising. He was doing his hair. What hair? What hair, John? Hello to Jukabex 500, who's watching on YouTube from Poland this morning as well. So that's my holiday. Haven Holidays in Primrose Valley is where we were staying. If you want to have a little look at it, I did do a couple of like home video type things. If you didn't see those and you want to have a little watch, 2 ways of watching them. Either go on my Facebook, facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK is where you'll find me on there, or youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK is where you'll find me on there. Okay. Well, looking at the time, I think my sister's going to arrive shortly. So I won't do any of the news. I had a load of news stories to talk about today, but we haven't got to those, but it doesn't matter anyway. What I'll do now is today's and yesterday's birthdays, because we weren't here, of course, yesterday. Happy birthday today on this Friday, the 28th of September 2018 to Brian Rushworth. Happy birthday to Brian Sher. Israel E. Daria, good morning. Happy birthday. Colm Howard Lloyd is a young 41 today. Happy birthday. Mandy Waite. Good morning, Mandy. One of our wonderful karaoke singers. She's got a fantastic personality. I haven't seen her for some time because she's here like in the South East London. Someone has mentioned a karaoke in South East London for Sunday nights, which may or may not happen. I won't hold my breath. On the other hand, I might not even take it. I don't know yet. But that might happen, Mandy, so keep an eye out for that. Happy birthday to you, Mandy. I hope your other half's all right as well. Good morning to John Atkinson. Morning, Atkinson. John Atkinson is 51 years old today. Happy birthday, John. John Hurley Bella Berserk. That's an unusual name, Berserk, but happy birthday. I'm Berserk as well. But you know that already, didn't you, John? All right, happy birthday. Ross Kernahan. Happy birthday to Ross this morning. Danny King is 33 years old on this Friday. Alex Brunt. Good morning, Alex. Happy birthday to you. And Mark Layden. I haven't seen you for some time. The old Belushes in London Bridge. 29 years old today is Mark. Happy birthday to you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. I think you came to Central Station for the karaoke once, didn't you, Mark, if I remember rightly? About maybe 2.5 years ago now. Maybe 3 years ago now as well. I'm not sure, but happy birthday to you. Going back to yesterday, Thursday the 27th of September, it was Terry Turner's birthday, who's raising money for autism. He's raised 40 quid of 150 quid so far. So if you want to donate to that, look him up on my friends list in Facebook. Terry Turner. Happy birthday to you. 33 years old yesterday. He does a lot of internet radio. He's on Embrace Radio at the moment, I think in the afternoons. Sophie Mort. Happy birthday, Sophie Mort, for yesterday. Simon Hampton. Good morning, Simon. 47 years old today. Yesterday. Max Lloyd Farrer, I think it is. Max Lloyd Farrer. 32 years old yesterday. Mark. Oh, it's our Mark. Mark Pavlika. Mark Pavlika. Good morning, Mark. Oh, those happy times when I was kneeling behind that DJ box in the black cap. I remember you so well, my friend. He was a lovely chap. He is. He's still around. Of course he's still around. Mark. Good morning, Mark. Happy birthday to you. Simon Potter is 35 years old yesterday. And Sean Bolger, who used to be on LBC and Talk Radio as well. Very good friend of mine, Sean Bolger's birthday yesterday as well. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. There are my birthday greetings for you all. All right, boys and girls. Right, we'll wrap up there. Thanks ever so much. Once again, it's karaoke tonight. That's at Central Station Bar in Wharfdale Road, King's Cross. Friday karaoke. We do 2 karaokes there. Friday nights, 8:30 to midnight. So that's tonight. Friday night karaoke, 8:30 to midnight. And we're also there on Monday nights as well. An hour earlier on Monday, 7:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. on Monday nights with cheap drinks. That's karaoke twice a week at Central Station Bar in Wharfdale Road, King's Cross. Thanks so much for joining us, boys and girls. I'll see you again very soon. Have a lovely Friday. Wrap up warm. It's a little bit colder now. Cheerio now.